we had to replace a whole bunch of starters, and this year's group, through a lot of trial and tribulation, through a lot of games outside of the season, did a phenomenal job. We had 24 wins. We average like 24 point something wins a year, and we met that average this year. And to do that over 23 years, we don't. You know, I had a kid at the beginning of the season on another team say to me when I was coaching third base, "Nobody thought you guys were going to be good." Well, we did. We thought we were going to be good. You know, a few injuries and a few other things aside, run into a little buzzsaw there at the end of the season. We had a great season, and we're still, if you look at max preps, we're still ranked 4th in the state based on our victories, our strength of schedule, and the things we did. And we're right there. Should have beat Basic twice, beat Minogue twice, and those are teams that were in state. And our kids, your sons, did a phenomenal job of competing. Just a phenomenal job. When their backs were up against the wall at any point, they picked each other up and got after it. Was everything honky-dory, peachy every day? No. But they got after it. Sometimes they got after each other. And there was some tempers flaring, but they got after each other mostly in a good way. And this year's group of seniors, and these group right here that are going to be here next year, I can't tell you how much I enjoyed it. It was one of the best groups we've had here at Centennial to be around as people. And that's a testament to you parents out there and the way you raise them as family members. But I'm going to miss this group, and I'm really looking forward to this group coming back, because I think we're going to have another good group next year. And we went 24-9-1, like I said. No hitter in there, Ryan Martinez. You know, we had, I think, 5 or 6 all Southern Nevada guys, 5 or 6 first team Desert Region guys, I think 4 second teamers, and then 3 or 4 honorable mention guys. That's a great year. But ultimately, what we want them to leave with from here is a great work ethic. And one of the best compliments we get from college coaches, and it's because of Coach Howard, Coach Martinez, Coach Molino, and Coach Andrews. He's stuck coaching now. He's going to be stuck coaching. He's going to be doing it with us. And the coaches we've had in the past. We get a lot of compliments from the college coaches that our kids are better prepared than a lot of the other college kids that they have come to them. Be it work ethic, be it the ability to run, or just knowing the game, knowing how to grind and knowing how to compete. Again, that's just us helping them along. It comes from the families out there, and we appreciate that. All right, show on the road. Some people, because they play other sports, will not get a letter tonight, like the cross-country guys, and you know, I'm against it. I was hoping Mr. Whitman would be here to hear this part of it. When I went to high school in Long Island, every time you lettered, you got another letter. Some will go on your jacket, some you put on the wall. They don't do that here. And I think if you're putting in the time, and all of you know, and probably from other children that you have as well, the time you put into a sport, I think it's deserving of a letter. Maybe you guys can call and complain. But stay up here and stay back in your spots after we call your name the first time. All right, Jordan Bowman. The big chooch here, the big choo-choo train, had a couple of phenomenal years for us, all-state. Last year, captain this year, 62 on the mound, I think 5 home runs, 41 RBIs, a bunch of other things. He was the male athlete of the year. And we're going to be hearing his name again later. But you've heard this before. I coached his older brother who graduated in 2002, hoping to get his nephew down the road. One of the best things about coaching, especially here at this school, is all the brothers and relatives of kids I've coached in the past, and to get other family members to coach. It's a big privilege. Next up, Gage Frazier. Gage didn't see a whole lot of time on the mound, but just about every single time but one, he was successful for us on the mound. Did his job, and we're looking for him to have a big expanded role next year as a starter on the bump. Cooper Brown. Cooper is what you call a gamer. He and his brother are two of the smartest kids I've had play for me. I would say Cooper might be too smart for his own good sometimes. But he, smarts up here for baseball is unbelievable. If you talk to him about it, he knows what's going on. Tries to do his own thing sometimes, but for the most part, he did a phenomenal job. He playing DH for us, a little bit of the outfield. And I'm going to miss him. I think there's another Brown coming, though. I'm not sure. Joey Calderon. You know, earlier I talked about on different days, different people do different things, and Joey's a great example of that right there. You know, hit really well for us. I think he hit 378 or something like that. But he would have some unattractive strikeouts. And in the basic game, he had been scuffling. All of a sudden, there it is. Brownie gets hit. Boom! Triple to left center field. And we end up being basic on a wild pitch. You know, and that's the thing about baseball. It's a game of failure. But your next at-bat could be the at-bat you break out of it. And it was just another example of every day a different guy stepping up and doing a job for us. Thanks, Joey. LT, Logan Cochran. So, I think we played like 225 innings this year of baseball, and Logan caught 330 innings. One of the best things, and we have a great group of catchers coming behind him, one of the great things at this school is we've always had a good catcher behind the dish. Sometimes 4-year starters, sometimes just for 2 years or whatever. But he's one of the best I've ever coached behind the dish, and he's going to go on and do big things. And he had some real big games for us, but what doesn't get seen sometimes is the grinding and all the wear and tear he gets behind the plate there. And he did it without complaint and was a great leader for us back there. He's the general on the field for us, and we're going to miss him. He's got big things coming up. He's going to Florida to play a little bit of baseball. A.J. Cohen. AJ is a stellar fielder. You face the crowd now? Stellar fielder. You can put him anywhere in the infield and he can catch the ball and throw it across the diamond. We're going to get him a little stronger. What I didn't mention earlier is I finally, after 23 years, next year I'm getting my own weight training class with just baseball players in it. It's going to be a win-win because we get to end practice a little bit earlier, and we'll get these guys in the weight room with me only for 3 times a week. But he's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to next year. We'll get some strength in him and have him look forward to him playing for us. Randy Dobar. Randy's one of the guys that doesn't get any letter. Face the crowd. So Randy, if you saw Randy like 8 months ago, he looked like he had been locked in somebody's cellar. Because he he had ulcerative colitis and had lost a lot of weight. So for him to come back, he worked his way back, worked to get his strength back, didn't start the year in the outfield as a starter, earned his way into that spot, and then hit 395 for us. And you talk about money running down a ball or catching a ball, he was great out there. Great, he'd go run down anything, and really could play anywhere on the field. And he's another one like Cooper, he's a gamer, and we're gonna miss him and his leadership. Logan's one of those guys I was referencing earlier with catchers that we have coming up. He's only a sophomore. He never complained. He went down and got a few at-bats and whatnot with the JV, but he knew what his role was going to be, learning with us, taking reps with us in practice. And we're looking forward to him competing with Russell next year for the job. And are we touching stuff that don't belong to you? I thought I taught you better. But Logan is he's going to be a fixture hopefully for us with Russell. And I told them both they got to learn other positions because when they're both hitting, we'll find a place for them to play. Thank you. Justin Rizik. Justin's another sibling of someone I coached, and great family, great young man, and found his way this year. He picked it up in left field, his fielding, and his hitting was phenomenal, hit over 400, and he's going to be a fixture in the lineup the entire next year, and he's got big things coming this summer. Just another gamer. We have a whole bunch of guys that scrape and grind and fight and play and win, and he fits right into that mold. And we're excited about next year because of him too. I can't say his real first name, but Ricky Kurosawa. That's not what it says in his name. Is it? Okay. Thank you. So Ricky used to switch hit. And I kept trying to persuade him to just bat left-hander because he was so good at it. I didn't think he was as good right-hander. He said, no, coach, I'm doing it. But one day he came to me. I was thinking, I'm just going to bat left-hander. I think it was a phenomenal decision. Hit well over 400 for us. Batted fifth. So many clutch hits, you know. And he was having an issue early in the season where he was striking out a bit too much, even though he was hitting well. You guys are all laughing, but down the stretch, the last 10 games of the season, 1 strikeout versus 10 walks. And that last 10 games of the season, he hit 526. He really made it a goal. He talked to me about it, made it a goal that he was going to do a better job with that, and did. And we're going to miss him. He did a solid job at second base, and then he only had like 3 or 4 errors. And solid job leading and hitting. Just quietly going about his business. Why you guys laughing? Stop talking. You're not used to me complimenting. Thank you, Rick. Timmy Larkin. We have a couple of guys on the team that eat at the same restaurant. Timmy was coming back from his own surgeries and some things he had going on, and he throws strikes, and we're looking for him to be a guy on the mound for us next year. He pitched very well when he went down to JV for us. A few times we used him on the varsity, threw strikes, scrimmages and whatnot, and we're looking for him to do big things for us. We'll be working him in the weight room too. Thank you, Timmy. Bridger Lee. Talking about another guy had great patience and great class throughout the year. Started the season as a starter, sat for a little bit, came back strong for us. And you talk about down the stretch, played awesome for us. And when we talk about defensive plays, this might be forgotten in all the big scheme of things, but I won't forget it, because in the first inning at Coronado, when we had gone up and they were threatening to score in the bottom of the first, it was a base hit to center field. Bridger charged it through the runner out the plate. That turned the inning around right there, and then we ended up being able to pull away from them at the end of the game. But a lot of people forget those things at the beginning. We as coaches don't forget, and he did a lot of big things like that down the stretch for us. And really, that's what you're looking for from your athletes, to play well when it's most important. Thank you, Bridger. Carson Lee, no relation to Bridger. So Carson was a relief pitcher mostly for us this year. Looking for him to be a starter next year. Did a great job down the stretch for us. There's a constant argument, maybe you guys can settle it later, who's the better Lee? I think they're both good, but constantly they'd be going back and forth as brothers doing that. But I think they're both good, and we're looking forward to it. We have a lot of arms coming back, and we're looking forward to that. And Carson's going to be a big part of that. Bubby Lindell. I have a hard time calling him Bubby, but when Carter has his... You good? Okay, that's good. I'm happy. Okay. Bubby's one of our left-handed pitchers that'll be coming back next year, and when he's throwing strikes, he's a tough pitcher. And we're looking forward to that next year and having him on the mound for us. And he says he's going to try and hit next year, too. He's going to hit bombs. Thank you, Bubby. Next up, senior Ryan Martinez. Literally, I've watched Ryan grow up and watched him develop into who he is now as a senior. Because Chris coached for me a long time ago and then came back and is coaching me now. And this group of seniors, I can't say enough good things about them. I know they're not angels, but they did a great job leading on the field for us. And Ryan, talk about his work ethic, get out there early, set things up. He was in charge of the music, making sure the music was going as well. Did a great job on the bump for us, had a no-hitter like we mentioned earlier. We had 3 number ones, we thought, this year, and it was interchangeable. And he did a great job competing for us on the mound, even when things were going sideways during games. He kept his composure. He's going on to bigger and better things as well, and we're going to miss him. Noah, where's the mark? Noah was thrown into the fire this year. Primarily a catcher, very athletic. We decided, hey, he was at short one day, it looked good there, let's throw him out there, let him develop. He's a freshman, let him do that. And did he have some phenomenal days? And he had some rough days. And all through it, he kept battling. And ended up hitting over 300 for us as a freshman, which is great. Battled through the whole time, never complained. I'm sure he might have complained at home or to somebody, but he just battled through it, and couldn't be more proud of this young man for doing what he did for us this year. And we're looking forward to having him for 3 more years. Joe's not even. Joe Page, I guess could not be here tonight. Landon Perry. So Landon was one of our third basemen and pitchers, and was doing a good job, great job fielding, and hitting. He was a little sporadic, and when he did pitch, he pitched well. And this is one of the hard things about coaching. He was playing hard in practice and dove one day and hurt his shoulder. And for those of you who don't know, sorry if I tell, he's having surgery this Thursday, correct? To repair a torn muscle in his throwing shoulder. And it's one of the worst things when someone who's doing something right, playing hard in practice, ends up having a negative consequence. And just another reason we're looking forward to next year in terms of he'll be back at full strength. He's having his surgery at the best time. He'll have the summer to heal up, and we'll have the fall to strengthen up, the winter to sharpen up, and then have a good senior year. And we're looking at him playing infield again and hitting and pitching for us. And feel bad what happened to him, but he's one of the fine young men in the program coming back. Thank you. Mikey Richarone. Well, you got a letter from football, that's why. Basic crowd, you're filming you. Slide over a little bit to your left. Your other left. Right. So Mikey came to us last summer from California. Small school, it was like a school of like 23 kids. Right? I'm just kidding, it's like 250 kids, right? Yeah. But it took him a while to get acclimated, and he was playing football, and he came out after football and made giant strides from when he first got out there to when the season ended last year. Started getting hitting under his belt, and he also pitches, and we're going to look to work him really hard next fall and winter as a pitcher, and just another reason we're looking forward. We look at it like we're reloading, not rebuilding next year, and these guys have left us in good shape, and we're looking forward. Mikey's going to play football and then come out to baseball. Thanks, Mikey. Jaden Russell. Jaden's the other part of that sophomore tandem that we have at catcher, and we're looking forward to the competition to only make each other better. And like all the rest of the kids up here, great young man, caught some innings for us, went down and played a little JV to get reps as well. No complaints, just hard work every day. Hard work every day, hard work every day. Just like most of the kids up here. And we're looking forward to the next 2 years of him playing with us. Thank you, Jaden. Logan Smith. Logan was one of our 3 number ones I talked about on the mound, and just did a phenomenal job on the mound for us. Also played a great first base for us. And his hitting wasn't quite what he wanted it to be this year, but interestingly enough, his stat line did include 2 home runs, and I think 7 RBIs from those 2 home So we're looking to get him hitting on a regular basis throughout the summer and next year. And I can't tell you, I'm going to side note for a second. Logan and Carson and Landon and a few of the other guys last week came out to our incoming 8th graders tryouts to show them the Bulldog way, to show them how we do our form run, to show them how we play catch, to start leading them in the right direction on how we do things. And there's not a lot of people at a lot of programs that would do that. And I tell him this all the time, the more I get to know him, the better person I think he is. And he's a great ball player as well. So just another reason we're looking forward to next year. Thank you, Logan. Tanner Japan, another legacy. Tanner was another one of those juniors that's a pitcher. He went down happily and pitched for Coach Andrews several times and did phenomenal. He's a strike throwing machine, and next year we're looking for him to be one of the guys on the mound for us as well. We're going to get him in the weight room and get some strength on him and get some, what I call baseball butt on some of these guys. And we're looking forward to next year being a great year, like I said. What can I say about this next guy? What? JJ Wicker. You like your letter? Piece of crap. This is hard right now because JJ is one of the finest kids in the program, and poor kid had an arm injury last year. Was still battling through this year, and again in a practice setting, injured his knee a little bit, but not all the way. JJ wasn't happy until he heard it all the way. He continued to practice and play through what he thought was a little strain, and got a spike caught on second base in a pregame and tore his ACL. And as you can see, he's wearing a brace and had surgery, and a nicer kid with more potential you're not going to find. I mean, I still remember as a sophomore him pitching up in Utah against Jay Serra and shutting him down, one of the top programs in the country. You know, but his body betrayed him a little bit. Once this heals up, his arm will have plenty of rest. He's still got more baseball in him if he so chooses. He's that good. And he's just a phenomenal young man. Great leader, great senior for us out here. And he's going to be missed. Another senior, Mark Wilner. Now, Mark doesn't get a certificate because he's a manager, but he's got a little helmet and blanket and all that stuff over there. I don't know how many of you knew Mark when he was a freshman or at Levitt Middle School. He was heading down a bad path. But he came into the baseball program as a freshman, wanted to hang around the baseball guys, be a manager, and he became a fixture. In fact, we even rostered him last year. And because he was rostered, we lost a few games in the season because somebody who was the manager tested positive for COVID, even though he wasn't positive. But the district would not hear of the 7 other tests he took, showing that he was negative. But if you could have been in the dugout, and I'm sure some of you were near the dugout, when things were going good, he was the biggest supporter, and when things were going sideways, he was even a bigger supporter, trying to push the guys to do the right thing and be good ball players and have a good work ethic. And he himself has developed into one of those people. And he's going to be going to Grand Canyon University next year, and he's going to have some big things happening for him too. And he's going to be sorely missed as well. Stay up here. Now we have some awards that were voted on by